Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special OJWonderbread snack review, fancy sip review crossover. And I know what you're thinking, what could possibly bring these two completely different types of reviews together? One reviewing snacks and one reviewing sodas and energy drinks. Well, believe it or not, the Coca-Cola company and the Oreo company have teamed up with each other to make two different, completely different types of products. Today I'm going to be trying a Oreo that's going to taste like Coca-Cola, and I'm going to be trying a Coca-Cola that is going to taste like Oreo. I'm assuming that probably the Oreos are going to taste better as they have fat in it and sugar in it, whereas these Coca-Cola creations are devoid of sugar. And in the past, I've been led down time after time after time by the Coca-Cola creations. They're usually giving you these stories where the flavor was created with artificial intelligence, or it's supposed to be what soda's going to taste like in the year 3000. Well, today they have nothing to hide behind as they've partnered up with Oreo, so hopefully this kind of tastes like a frosted cookie type cola, but I'm not going to get my hopes up and I'm not going to expect much from this. So let's see what is in this Coca-Cola Creations Zero Sugar Oreo drink. Well, in this 20-ounce bottle, you are getting 125 milligrams of sodium, 5%. There's no sugar, no fat, no protein. The ingredients in this are going to be carbonated water, caramel color, natural flavors, phosphoric acid, sodium benzoate to preserve the taste, acesulfame potassium, sodium citrate, sodium chloride, aspartame, caffeine, and sucralose. So, although it says no sugar, it is using two artificial sugars. So here is what the bottle looks like. It's pretty much trying to copy what Supreme does, where they just put their name over another product, hoping that the name alone will sell. Over here we have the ingredients for the Zero Sugar Oreo Coca-Cola. And that's all I have to say with the first product that's going to be reviewed. So let's look at the Oreos that are supposed to be tasting like Coca-Cola and see what the ingredients in this are. A bit more, as you can tell. It's going to be sugar, unbleached, enriched flour made of wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononutrate, vitamin B1, riboflavin B2, folic acid, palm oil, soybean and or canola oil, cornstarch, sugar, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, salt, baking soda. It does have Coca-Cola syrup in it, which is made up of high fructose corn syrup, water, caramel color, phosphoric acid, natural flavor, soy lecithin, red 40, and natural and artificial flavor. Chocolate is somehow at the bottom of this, which is a chocolate cookie. How many sugars are added into this? We have sugar as the first ingredient. There is cocoa, which isn't really sugar, but it kind of is. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. Coca-Cola syrup is high fructose corn syrup in it. That's a lot of sugar. This is going to be a very, very sweet cookie. But before I open up the cookie, let's move this to the side and let's see how the Oreo Coca-Cola is going to taste. Will this be as good as what I've heard online that this is going to taste like a vanilla Coke? Or is this going to taste like another one of their Coca-Cola abominations? Well, let's find out. So here we have the drink. As you can tell, it looks like any other Coca-Cola. It has that caramel color in it. There's nothing floating in it, not that I would be able to tell. There is carbonation coming up from the bottom. So it has a nice body to this soda. Let's see how this smells. Let's see how this hits the nose. I will say this smells a lot like a vanilla Coke, so The reviews I've heard online, at least in terms of smell, have so far been pretty accurate. Let's see how this sits in the mouthfeel. I did just pour it, but this is a very carbonated drink, and with drinking it out of this type of a glass, it makes it kind of tough because you're getting hit with a lot of that waft of the artificial vanilla type smell. This does remind me a bit of a chocolatey vanilla Coca-Cola. It does taste a lot like an Oreo would if an Oreo didn't have, what did I list, like 9 different types of sugars that are going to be in the cookie that I'm going to try. Let's try drinking this the way a normal person would without just indulging on the mouthfeel of the cola. Let's see how your normal plebeian would drink a soda. It does taste pretty good. I think the caramel color and the incredible high amount of carbonation kind of takes away a little bit of this drink. If this was to be more flat, maybe if I had ice cubes in this, which would give it more of a watered taste rather than this just highly concentrated cola taste, I think this would be just as good, if not better, than the vanilla Coke. I mean, it doesn't have sugar in it. That could be something that they could add one day. You know, just have a sugared version. Don't call it Oreo and just sell it and probably make a lot of money. So I gotta say, it's a pretty good drink. I'm not going to give my number score yet. Now I'm going to review the cookies. Here is the Oreo Coca-Cola cookies that I'm going to be trying. Here is the back section of it. If you care, good luck reading that, but there's that part of it. I should probably list the nutrition facts. In this, there are 10 servings, 2 cookies in a serving, so you're getting 20 cookies. In one serving, which is the 2 cookies, you're getting 140 calories, which is a lot. 6 grams of fat, 2 grams of saturated fat, 85 milligrams of sodium, 21 grams of carbohydrates, 12 grams of sugar with an included 12 grams of sugar, 0.7 milligrams of iron, 20 milligrams of potassium. So that's not bad. So here is the 2 Oreo cola things that I'm going to be trying. Let's open this up and let's see how it tastes. So I know I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to try, let's see, I'm going to try 3 different ways of eating these cookies. First way I'm going to try it is just eating it like a normal cookie. The next way I'm going to try this, I'm going to dump it in some milk. Well, dunk it in milk, not dump it in milk. And finally, I'm going to try mixing it with the Coca-Cola Oreo and see how that tastes. So first, let's look at the cookie. It is a red cookie on one side. In the middle, you have the frosting. And on the end of it, it is a normal Oreo. It has Oreo written on this side of it. Over here, it shows 2 bottles of Coke, which I gotta say, that's pretty cool. Mountain Dew would never do something like that. Look at the Baja Blast and how little effort they put into that. I do have to say, in terms of the design of the Oreos, they do look pretty cool. I do like the bottles. This is pretty clever. So let's see how this tastes. So on first bite, I have to say there's definitely something added to the frosting. It tastes like those old those candies that you would put in your mouth, Pop Rocks, I think they were called. I'm definitely feeling pop rock vibes from this. If you can see this, there is a little bit of red stuff that's inside of the frosting. And it's definitely making popping sounds in my mouth, which is very weird. But yeah, it tastes pretty good. Let me just finish this off. Oh yeah, there's definitely pop rocks in this. That's very weird. Um, I assume the pop rocks that are put in this are supposed to emulate drinking a Coca-Cola, and this is supposed to be the carbonation. But as somebody who was not alive in the 1980s, this is a very weird sensation that I can see why it's no longer popular anymore. Just having things popping in my mouth is very distracting. It really will add to the ASMR aspects of this review, but does it taste like Coca-Cola? Kinda. I mean, if you were to believe that the chocolate part is going to be the caramel color, and in terms of the frosting, kind of reminds me of the drink that I just had. It's kind of like a vanilla cokey type taste, but it's a pretty good cookie. It's the bomb or the pop rocks aspect is kind of bizarre though. So now let's try one where I dunk it in some milk. Let's see how this tastes. The second version of eating an Oreo. That's weird. I did not expect the pop rock thing to happen. That threw me off on the review. So let's see how this tastes. I don't know. I think the regular way probably tastes better. When you are to dunk this in the milk, and it makes it more like not chewy, but easier to chew on. You get a lot of that concentrated weird taste of the Oreo frosting. I don't know. I don't think I'm a fan of Oreos, so my review is going to be pretty negative. So finally, let's dunk it in the actual Oreo cola. Let's see how this tastes. Just ruined a whole bottle of soda to try something that I know is going to taste bad. Kind of like when I tried Pilk for the first time. So let's see how this tastes. No, that tastes bad. So what will I say about this collaboration? I think that if they make a lot of money in sales, Oreo should be thanking Coca-Cola for the amount of effort they put in to make a tasty product comparatively to whatever intern is working at Oreos who thought putting Pop Rocks inside of frosting would be a good idea. This is something that a child would have came up with and thought was a good idea. Or in theory, maybe it does make sense that you could put Pop Rocks in Oreos to make people think that they're tasting carbonation, but it's annoying, and no normal person who is not just a sugar addict is going to buy these. These are weird. How I would review these just eating regularly, I'd give that like a 7 out of 10. Not the biggest fan of Oreos, and the taste isn't that much different than a normal Oreo. It just does have that disgusting pop rock thing that's happening. It doesn't taste too much different than a normal Oreo, and it does have the Coca-Cola syrup in it, so I don't really know what happened with that. Dumping it into the milk made it much more like, I don't know, chewable, which kind of made you have to taste it more, which made it much worse, and mixing it with this was just terrible. So regularly, I'd give it a 7. Putting it in the milk, I would probably give that a 4. And putting it into this, I would give that a 2 out of 10. I think that the Oreo Coca-Cola flavored cookies are pretty damn bad. I don't recommend them. I will be handing these out to my friends to see if they enjoy these. But what would I be giving the Oreo flavored zero sugar Coca-Cola? Well, I do think that this is by far the best drink that Coca-Cola Creations has come out with. Pepsi, I'm pretty sure it was Pepsi, made that Peeps flavored Pepsi, which was pretty okay. Nothing to write home about. But I think what Coca-Cola did with this Oreo flavor was pretty smart. What it kind of reminds me of is if you were to be, at your house with a can of Coke, but you want vanilla Coke, but don't want to go to the grocery store. So you put vanilla extract inside of it. That's kind of how this tastes, just like an alternative version of the normal vanilla Coke. But I think that this tastes as good as vanilla Coke, maybe better, as it has no sugar. They're doing a lot with how little they have. I mean, it's not often that a zero sugar soda actually tastes pretty good, but it's a good tasting drink. Yeah, I can't believe that Oreo or that Coca-Cola did this. I think next time maybe partner with I don't know, the EL Fudge or whatever other cookie companies, Chips Ahoy or something. Maybe even a Coca-Cola Dunkaroo or Coca-Cola Fruit Gushers would be pretty interesting. This was good. This was terrible. I would give this a 9 out of 10. It does a really good job at tasting like a vanilla Coke. It doesn't have Pop Rocks in it, which I didn't think I had to worry about. And it has zero sugar in it. I mean, it's still soda. It's still bad for you, but it doesn't have any sugar in it. So, I mean, if you have diabetes, I know nothing about diabetes, but I know you can't drink sugar stuff. But maybe if you're diabetic, maybe you could drink this instead and feel like you're drinking a vanilla Coke. So I have been both the Fancy Sipper as well as OJWonderbread from the OJWonderbread Snack Review. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you, if you go to a Target and you see the Oreos, you don't buy them. But I do think that you should give the cola a chance. I know the Coca-Cola creations are usually terrible, but this is the exception. So thank you so much for watching this video, and cheers. Clink.